Hello there, and welcome to Dr. T for April 25th! Ha! Yes, okay, so let's start with level 1 that has a freaking boom cannon and a shock launcher. What the hell? Um, so lay all of the GBE you can into the boom cannon and kill it good. Um, if you're like really low level, I'm guessing this would take pretty much everything you got. Good alternative to tanks for this level is Heavy Zuka, because if you have Heavy Zuka, you'll be able to just let your heavies get stunned by the shock launcher, and your Zukas will just pound away on that HQ. But if you do have tanks, you want to flare them right in between these rocks, right pretty much where I got my tanks there. It's just out of range of that shock launcher. And if you can pull in there, obviously after you've taken out the boom cannon, there's nothing that can hit your tanks, so you should have a nice easy go of it. And we will just beat the snot out of that HQ to skip ahead to the next level, which is going to be Stage 2. Stage 2 is also... I don't know. It's tough, I guess. But if you drop in the very top corner, with one shock, you should be able to take out the entire block here. I'm just going to show right there. You really, I don't think, need to until that flamethrower is down, and then you'd move on to the cannon, and the cannon you definitely want to keep stunned. From there, you've got a couple machine guns... excuse me, and a flamethrower, and you can take those out and then flare into the very... well, eventually you'll take it out. One of my drunk-ass tanks is doing crazy things, so flare into the corner, and if you hug the very top left border of the map, you should be able to roll up on the HQ right where my tanks are there, out of the range of that sniper tower. And again, you pretty much just have to sit here and work the HQ down in relative safety. If you've got more tanks, you might kind of overflow into the range of that sniper tower, but hopefully your medics can counteract it, or you'll have some shocks maybe left over. You can throw some shocks at it. Okay, moving on to Stage 3, which I absolutely blew my mind again, just like Stage 1. Like 3 boom cannons right in a row. That's just vicious. That ain't right. Oh my goodness. The good news is, they've got about 6,000 hit points. So if you toss whatever GBE you have, aim for the middle of the 2 right boom cannons, and you should be able to take them down, and hopefully it'll take out some mines or what have you. And then if you don't have the extra, I think it's around 11k to throw at the shock launcher, you can shock the shock along with the rocket launcher and the 2 sniper towers. You can hit all 4 of those little buggers all together at the same time. See, here we go with taking out the 6k boom cannons. Now the advantage of kind of whacking away and throwing the shock on the shock launcher, 2 sniper towers, and rocket launcher, one, it reduces some of the sustained damage that this level keeps on you with the rocket launchers. 2, it takes out the high damage single target stuff that is dangerous to our tanks. And 3, it lets you kind of spread the GBE around. Obviously, depending on the level of your shocks, you might have to use a couple, kind of work your way through. And then also, when you get up to here, you can actually shock this whole cluster, all with 1 shock as well, assuming that your shocks aren't crazy expensive if you had to shock the shock launcher. Deep breath, a lot of words. So, once you work away this, make sure you hug the right, because if you don't, you're gonna have an idiot tank like I do who's like, hey guys, let's go visit the boom cannon. And that's probably not a good thing. Fortunately, my tank was able to take the extra hit, but, you know, you don't want to play that game. Don't play chicken with a boom cannon. That's just crazy. Anyways, once you take out that last cannon in front of the HQ there, you can flare up to the right, and again, you're in safety. Nothing should be around to hurt you, and you can pew away at that headquarters in relatively safety. In relatively safety? Relative safety. Yes. So, what do we got here? Gonna throw down some GBE to make this go away in a relatively timely fashion. Yeah, no, that one I think is good. I really need to start having coffee before doing this. On to stage 4, which I spent like 3 minutes scouting this out. I could not believe it. You got 2 really beefy shock launchers, you got boom cannons, you got all kinds of crazy stuff going on. Those shock launchers have, again, around 11-12k health. 11 or 12. Which is a lot. And especially because you need to take them both out because they both have range on the headquarters. Now the good news is if you can't take them both out before you start attacking, there is a bunch of free GBE in the bottom corner here that we're going to gobble up. So, like, you can obviously let your tanks roll through, killing these and trying to build stuff up, and, you know, just hit the shock launchers whenever you can, whenever you have enough available, basically. And then once we finish off the shock launchers, we're hopefully going to be roughly in this area, and this is a crawl right up the middle. We're trying to split the gap basically between the boom cannon on the right and the shock launcher on the left, and we kind of do it-ish. Also, you got to watch out for all those crazy mines, because there is a boom mine just up at the top. So be mindful of that. And then we're going to flare to regroup our guys, or girls in this case, and hopefully avoid the boom mine. And then one more flare just to bring them up into the spot we want. And from just behind the tree, kind of, I guess, the rock in the tree, once you get into this spot, you should be safe to bombard the HQ without any scary things going on. If you've got the free GBE, by all means, the rocket launchers on either side of you that are going to be pounding away at you have about 6,000 hit points each. So if you got spare, throw it down. If you use a barrage to the right of the HQ for that rocket launcher, you should be able to get some of those goo nodes, I don't know, what is that, goo pool? Goo pipes? Anyways, hopefully that'll give you a little bit of extra GBE. Also, the one on the left has the 2 crates that are, like, pretty much touching it, so you can use artillery on that one and still score some free GBE. So hopefully you can at least take out one of those, and then your medic should be able to heal through the other one. On to stage 5, which I'm going to throw some critters into the top left-hand corner, and then I'm going to land my tanks in the bottom right-hand corner. And I'm basically just doing this to try and score me some free GBE, because there are a buttload of shock launchers again. I don't know, today was shocking. Alright, so I never said my jokes were good, okay? So take out the shock launcher if you can. Then go up the right-hand side. And obviously there's the 3 sniper towers there. I didn't quite get to them in time, but like, you can throw a shock down on all 3 of those sniper towers, and take them out without letting them really ruin your poor tank's day. Likewise with this little bundle of love just north of the sniper towers, you can hit the cannon and all of the mortars at the same time. And then obviously throw some GBE at that boom cannon. Hopefully you've had the time to build up some GBE by taking out some of these defensive structures. And then we are going to just let the tanks kind of roam for a little bit. The pack on the right hand side is going to be pretty safe. It's just really a mortar. And then as they come in at that tank, or sorry, the tank killer, the cannon, you can throw down a shock, take out the 2 sniper towers, the 2 cannons, you know, kind of the whole clump of everything there, assuming you can still afford the stuns. If you can't, throw maybe some critters down there. If you don't have critters, just toss some GBE like this, just to, you don't have to take any particular defense out, just soften them up a little bit so that when the tanks do get in there, there's a little bit less hit points and it can kind of, you know, your tanks can work through a little bit quicker. Once you take out the clump of sniper towers there just south of the HQ, you should be able to flare up into the top right. And from that top right, you'll have a couple of mortars that can still actually hit you. But that's about it. And hopefully your medics can sit back and kind of keep your tanks going. Throw some med kits if you've got the GBE available, you know, help your medics out, but you should be able to do it up that right hand angle, lane, whatever you want to call it. Alright, that is stage 5 down. That's the good news. Bad news is stage 6 is scarier than all of the other ones combined. I don't know what was going on. I think someone was having a bad day and they were just like, haha, shock launchers and boom cannons for everybody. Whoever was designing the bases, at least. Maybe not. Who knows? So, I did make an attempt. I was not successful with my attempt. I will make more attempts after adequately obsessing over this level for the rest of the day and hopefully post something later, but I wanted to show kind of a quick preview with the boom cannons and the shock launchers and sort of the ranges they have. My attempt was to come up from underneath, but unfortunately I was not expecting the sniper tower cannon clump just to the, I guess it would be like 8 o'clock of the HQ, to ruin me quite as badly as it did, and oh boy did it. So hopefully this preview at least helps you decide if you're going to go after stage 6. Thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully this has helped you, and thank you for watching, and hopefully this has helped you, and thank you for watching. Seriously, guys, thank you for watching. Alright, have yourselves a great day.